물음표.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
That is not helpful.
Protego!
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough.
마이크 테스트. 게임 소리에 비해 마이크가 좀 작네요.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Might want to think that again.
Protego!
I think I heard one. Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you. You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Legendary finish.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kogawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Are you a keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Is the new fifth-year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts.
카타님 어서
Now,
오세요.
in light of your
루님 어서
unique
오세요.
situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls.
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
반응하네 쏘는 거.
You've been practicing. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up. Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue?
제이슨13420님 어서 오세요. 알리세이드라님 어서 오세요.
아. 와. 생각보다 할 거 많은데?
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Protego!
드레프나트님 어서오세요.
어서오세요 여러분들. 채팅 한 번만 좀 쳐주세요. 마이크가 들리는지 안 들리는지 좀 궁금하거든요. 제가 마이크를 평소보다 좀 작게 설정을 해서 혹시 잘 안 들리나 싶어서. 키워야 되나 말아야 되나 이거?
Ah, good timing.
뭐야 이거?
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
빠른 이동. 별걸 다 만들어. 중앙 지역 계단을 선택하시오. 웨이드로 돌리고.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
빠른 이동을 너무 빨리 알려준 거 아니야?
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
잠시만요, 여러분.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Heckert in charge of our students' education in that regard.
혹시 트위치는 화면 안 보이시나요? 나 이거 트위치 화면이 보이는지 안 보이는지. 트위치 화면 안 보이는 것 같은데. 잠시만요. 안 보이네.
0AXA님 어서오세요.
트위치 방송 화면이 안 보이지? 뭐야 이거 왜 이거 안 보이지? 송출 중인데? 잠시만요. 어떻게 해야 되나? 스위치는 포기해야겠는데 이거. 유튜브로 오세요 여러분. 트위치 안 된다.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create
닉을
additional
정할 수 있네.
assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to
네,
speed in
주인공
no time.
닉네임 정할 수 있어요.
Judging by
제
your
목소리 잘
adept use of
들리시나요?
Revelio earlier,
제이슨님?
I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that
감사합니다.
awful dragon attack. My
스위-
suspicion is that there's more to
스위치는
the story
껐어요.
than a search
화면이 안
for
나와서.
belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
네, 가급적이면 유튜브로 채팅을 쳐주시기 바랍니다. 그런 일 없었어요. 일단 숨깁시다.
I'm sorry, Professor,
네,
but I'm
일단
afraid that's
숨기고
all there is
무슨
to
일이
it.
있었는지.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
빨리
Well, I'm just glad you both
빨리
arrived
살인마법
in
언제
one
배워요?
piece.
살인마법.
Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and
처-
find me in my
처음에는
classroom after you've
패드로
attended
하려고
both
그랬는데
classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade.
키보드가 좀 더
for those
편한 것
supplies.
같습니다.
Lumos.
바로바로 이렇게 쓸 수도 있고 루모스 쓸 수 있고
Revelio.
리벨리오,
Protego.
프로테고. 네, 프로테고가 똑같이 제도버스랑 똑같이 2키로 설정해놨습니다. 카드.
I've seen the boys very cute.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late
디귿디귿.
arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, Why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
뭐라고? 아, 주요 퀘스트. 일부 퀘스트. 락이 걸려있는 경우 필요 퀘스트 활성화에 필요한 주문이 필요하다. 오, 레비오소 이거 가자.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
문이 안 열리네. 열렸다. 일단 하라는 대로 하자.
Revelio.
왜? 일단 하라는 대로 합시다. 아직 마법이 너무 적어서 마법을 좀 배워야 돼. 아, F였나? 오, 뭐야? 싸우고 있잖아? 어디랑 싸우고 있는 거야?
Is that all you've got?
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
혹시 게임 소리 적당하신가요?
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso!
오, 뭐야?
A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself,
적당한
Master Pruitt? No?
좋습니다.
One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle.
링가르디움 레비오사의 뭐
Let's practice what we've just
그
learned,
버전인가?
starting with something small.
파생된 건가? 또 나왔다. 와, 이거 마우스로 하니까 훨씬 편하네. 마우스로 하니까 훨씬 편하네요.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
어떻게 하면 돼?
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent. Well done. done. Well done. Well done.
Leviosa.
Well done. Very good. But
Well,
the
well,
best
good.
way to practice is by duels. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
뭘 바로
Time for a
결투야?
proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel using only Levioso, basic cast,
Okay.
and Protego. You may begin.
필승 레비어서.
Nothing lucky about it.
Must be your first.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
오. 레비어서.
Students with us adept. I do enjoy
사망. 말레
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
뭘 빠게.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge.
아 참고로 난이도는
Points to
가장
Slytherin.
어려움입니다.
Thank you, Professor Haggard. Glad to have the
어려움
opportunity
난이도.
to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is Leviosa.
Leviosa.
왜 안 되지? 도수랑 싸우고 싶어. 근데 맞짱하면 끝이다.
Revelio.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
일단 숨기자 내 실력을.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
비공식.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts,
역시
you're going to need to break the
규칙은
rules now
어겨야지
and then.
맛이지.
Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Revelio.
여기 뭐가 있나 봐요.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
상자 표시는 뭐지?
Leviosa. Leviosa. Revelio.
그냥 가자.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
빠른 이동은 나중에 해보고 일단은 걸어서 다 이동을 해봐요. 더 올라가야 돼? 더 올라가야 돼? 와 진짜 넓다. 이렇게 넓어 호그와트가?
Come now, Annabelle. It was a long time ago.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to leave the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
아니 그리핀도르 아니야?
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor
아니
Ronan?
그리핀도르랑 같이 하는데? 스리들이?
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations
색상
of the
변경과 성장
color change
마법 중
and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
안녕하세요.
밀리님
I
어서
am
오세요.
afraid it is too late to study now.
뭐야?
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays
교수랑
practicing
맞짱 뜨고 싶습니다.
obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and
이거
take turns summoning them
아스요구나,
out
아스요.
of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per
물건
partnership,
가져오는
Miss Dale.
기술이군,
Thank you. Get into place now.
원래 원작에도 있던 기술이에요. 자, 이거 마우스로 하니까 엄청 쉽더라고요. 스타트. 자 이렇게.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without
배우는
practice.
재미가 있는데.
Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh
주인공
air.
설정은 재능충이에요.
After me.
핵 재능충입니다. 그냥 재능도 아니고 완전 극한의 재능충. 고대 마법까지 쓸 수 있다고 합니다. 오, 야외 수업?
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
이런 거는 먼저 알려주세요. 아니 뭐야 이거? 마인크래프트가 필요가 없네.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
오케이.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your
Accio.
The last book. Excellent. Stay focused.
아스요.
Splendid. Don't lose your composure.
어떻게 하는 거야? 아, 50초에 멈추라고? 아, 뭔 소리가 있네. 아스요.
Very good. happens to the best of us.
아, 멈출 수가 없는데?
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red.
파란색.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
아, 저렇게.
There we go.
Excellent control there.
Watch this.
게임 해보니까 어때요? 재밌어요?
이 자식. 50점?
That is how it's done.
이거 밀쳐낼 수 없나 내가? 이렇게 해서? 아스요! 밀쳐! 아, 안되네.
Quite impressive. Good job.
아스요! 지금! 나이스! 일단 이겼어. 오케이.
Splendid.
오케이. 게임 재밌어요. 마법을 좀 배우는 재미가 있습니다.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
뭐 한 거야? 아, 방해물.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
오케이.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go.
걸려라. 나이스.
There we go.
60점 부려볼까? 지금 아스요. 더 세게 했어.
That's it.
컨트롤하기 은근히 어렵네.
Let us see this.
오! 아이씨, 두 개 다 떨어졌어. 자, 일직선 해고 한 방에 떨어집니다. 졸라 세게 아쉬워하는 거야. 지금! 안돼! 안돼!
Nicely done.
아이씨, 취하겠네. 더 세게 했어.
Watch this.
훨씬 세게 해야 돼. 아씨, 하려면은 비켜봐 지금. 얘를 좀 써야겠다. 나이스! 그렇지, 이거지.
I will get you back for that.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
아, 재밌는데? 아니, 이런 거 왜 이렇게 재밌지? 미치겠다 이거. 캡슐락은 뭐?
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you.
여자야,
Took me
남자야.
weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
여자구나.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence.
차갑게
I transferred
돼야겠다.
here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest
어?
wizarding school in the
호그와트보다 큰
world.
곳이 있어요?
So yes,
와가두?
bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there? as
윌리님
it is here?
계시나요?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
뭐야? 와가두에서는 아무도 지팡이를 쓰지 않아?
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can.
저장 한 번씩 하고요. 어? 뭐야? 저장 어떻게 해? 옵션 키.
네.
게임 저장. 아씨. 뭐야?
A word, if you would.
Well, you'd be using it
You
for
wanted to
clothing,
speak with me, Professor?
I did.
You know it
I
won't work
trust
with you.
your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Oh. Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Join the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752.
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Oh, fight, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't get Peeves to flag.
이렇게 오는
She
게 아닐
says it's
거야.
a boot, and he says it's a flag.
Peeves.
아우 시끄러워.
You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't boot and it wasn't flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Flack.
조용해, 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 조용해.
Revelio.
저 어떻게 들어가지? 지금은 못 들어가는 건가?
Revelio.
보조 퀘스트가 뭐야? 일단은 방송하면 잘 나오고 테스트 했으니까 방송은 여기까지. 렉도 안 걸리고 잘 줬네.